What's up, guys? Welcome to the Crypto Savvy channel. I'm Craig, and we're going to be going over the charts. First looking at the Dow, then the DXY, then we'll go into Bitcoin. I want to take a look at where I think we are in the big picture on Bitcoin, and then we'll zoom on down into the 4-hour time frame towards the end of the video. If that sounds good, make sure you smash up them likes. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Tick that notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. Also, happy Saturday. I hope everyone has a great weekend. I'm going to try to get this through real quick so you can get on with your weekend. Let's do it. So we are getting a little pump in the Dow, as you guys know. I talked about that yesterday, possibly getting up a little more before coming down and retesting this bottom trend line. Ultimately, maybe that'll happen next week. Maybe we get a big dump today on the Dow, but keep an eye on the Dow Jones. On Friday, they do like to pump, but I wouldn't get too happy about it. It's still pretty bearish. You can see how quickly this RSI is moving up on the daily, but the price is not. So just be cautious there. We are still on the median of our falling channel, which I do believe we're going to come down and retest the bottom of this. Now, if we come up below through this 34,000 range, then possibly this will be invalidated. But until then, still looks good to me. As you guys know, yesterday, if you watched a video, I told you about 108 on the daily for the DXYs where we'd be getting the bounce, which we did. Now, if we do get a pump in the Dow, guys, if you're not watching all this stuff all at once, you're not getting a proper picture. You got to watch all the markets plus the DXY. I like the Dow. A lot of people like the S&P. The Dow is just way more accurate in my opinion. I look at the Dow as Bitcoin and S&P as altcoins, basically same type deal. But anyway, so our next line of support, if this does break here, is around the 107, but it is looking pretty bullish. But again, it's the weekend. Anything can happen on the weekend. The dollar stops closing tonight, stops closing. The dollar, the DXY actually closes tonight until Sunday. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. Also, if you guys are interested in trading, before we get into the Bitcoin charts, make sure you check out Prime XBT. Links down below. You can use my promo code Savvy50 to get you up to a $7,000 bonus. Savvy25 will get you up to get you 25% off your trading fees. So let's look at the monthly. As you guys know, we've been watching this monthly trend line down here. We're still below it. As of the monthly chart, now obviously these charts take longer, but as of the monthly chart, as of right now, we're still below here. If it closes below here, it gets rejected. I think we come down to our next targets which are about 14.5. And then obviously you guys know my really low lows. And going over the .com bubble compared to the Bitcoin bubble, which I do believe we're in still, I think we're somewhere in this area right here. If you guys have been watching my videos since December 2nd, when we started talking about this way up here, I told you guys there's going to be dumps and then we're going to get rallies. Everyone's going to get super bullish on the dumps. Everybody wished they would have sold up here. And then, like I said, then you get a dump and then you get a rally and then everybody holds or buys more. And then boom, you get slammed back down to make a new low. And then everybody wishes they would have sold at this high. Then you get into a little rally. But they're in these small time frames, so they make them think they're huge rallies when they're not, guys. This is what happens in a bear market bubble pop. As you can see, we're doing the same thing. Keep zoomed out on this. They always talk about zooming out on the big picture. Well, zoom out on the weekly chart here. I'm just telling you guys this to be careful. When these guys switch bullish and they start calling the bottom, the bottom's not in. The bottom's not in until there is massive pain in the market. Could I be wrong? Yes. Could the bottom be in? Absolutely. That's just not how it works, though. I don't see it. There has not been enough pain. When there's enough pain and we get down to these levels and everybody's scared and, sold their Bitcoin at a loss, that's when the bottoms are in. And I've showed you what the bottom in a macro looks like. We'll have plenty of time. This is about 2-year stretch right here on the weekly chart before this bottom was confirmed and went up. So there's plenty of time. Bitcoin's not going to shoot up to 200,000 in a year. It's just not going to happen, guys. That's not how markets work. You can even see here in the RSI, I've told you this would be a good spot to put a long in like it would have been up here. This looks like a little pump. That was 100%. And I think in November is when this will probably be down here bottomed. Might be a good spot to put in a short-term long. go up, maybe 100% rally, and then get out of it and wait for the lower low, because I do think we're going to get a false bottom. Showed you many times. Let's look at another weekly chart. So this is our weekly chart that we've been watching here, rising broadening wedge, which I think is a bear flag. That gets us down to that 3,800 range. But remember, that's months and months away. If we zoom into where we're at right now, we have coming back up to retest this almost perfectly on the rising broadening wedge. Now, what was our target of the break of the rising broadening wedge? Let's take a look at that. 14.5. That 14.5 is still looking. Now, if we get above this 8 EMA on the weekly, which is about 22,000, if we get above here and open and close next week's, then, then we're going to have to reevaluate. But as of right now, everything still looks good for the bearish side. Again, it is the weekend. Be careful, be cautious. But here are our other targets. We've also had this target here. When we did this measured move of this rising channel, when we broke down, that got us our target of 25. And we made a bear flag here. Once we broke that, we used the same flagpole, same as we did here. Got our target perfectly. And then once we broke down over here, guys, remember, when everybody gets all bullish in here, this is where they get exit liquidity. Everyone gets super excited. The bulls that have been silent this whole dump, and they have been calling a bottom at every little bounce. They're continuing to do so. Now they're going to continue to say this is a double bottom. Bitcoin's going to moon and it's going to do this. You're going to hear it all the time. It's straight up to break new all-time highs. That's not how markets work. I've showed you guys that in this Amazon chart. This is the same Amazon chart that we're looking at compared to Bitcoin. That was 2 years, guys, to buy the bottom. It did not shoot straight up. It took 10 years to break the new or the old all-time high. And why is that? Because people lost confidence down here, just like what is going to happen in this bear market, in my opinion. If things change in the macro, I'll let you guys know what I'm seeing. But as of right now, absolutely nothing has changed. All right, let's take a look at the daily. So the daily chart here, like I said, watch this RSI here. We got our little reset right here. You can see how much this has moved up, but the price not as much. We drew this in about, what was that back here? Close to a month ago. We drew this in and I said, this is what I'm expecting. And remember, this 75 to 8,500 range is not until November. And that will line up with the RSI coming to retest this one more time before the big fake out rally going into next year and false bottom. And then boom, I think these lows are going to be sometime in the middle or end of next year. People were laughing when we made this chart back in November, talking about the Amazon bubble right here. People are laughing right here. People over here were saying never below 20. Guys, be careful. This market can wreck you all, especially the hodlers that think it's guaranteed to go up forever. Nothing's guaranteed, guys. Nothing. So they always say, if everybody thinks Bitcoin's going down, then that's not going to happen. Well, another thing, pretty funny. Think about it. Everybody thinks that no matter what, in 10 years, Bitcoin's going to be to the moon and everybody's adopted it. And it's, that's what everybody's thinking. So just think about it. Be careful, guys. All right, looking at the daily. So on the daily here, we're looking at this rising channel, which I do believe was the bear flag. The highest I see this continuing up is about that 22,000, which will line up with the 55 EMA if it even gets up there. But yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Probably a rejection here, come back down, but keep an eye on this RSI. Again, it's the weekend, so could we get a fake pump past this 22 all the way up to 25? Possibly. Just be careful if you're trading on the weekends, guys. But we do have our measured moves here, as you guys know. Bam, once we broke there, the 75 to 8,500, and then we also have our big break here getting us down to about 75. So right in this range is where I see this going. Of course, we have to break the 14.5 first, and I do not think we bottom, guys. So be careful with all that stuff. I know everybody gets FOMO and starts buying in like they did up here, and then it dropped like they did up here, and then it drops like they did right here. Just like I told you, that's how bear markets work, guys. So Just be careful. So this is our chart from yesterday, the 4 hour. We talked about this on the RSI once we got the bottom. I'm sorry, the touch on the trend line again. We got our bullish move to the upside. Right now we're getting rejected at the 200 EMA. What I do want to show you here is we had this target here in the white, if you guys have been watching, right here. And that's white because of this triangle, right? Once we came down, and that was before the triangle broke, we got it. That was at 18.5. We were a little shy. It was 18.527. Oh, well, pretty damn close. So then I said a lot of times they fake out to the downside, then they'll fake up to the upside and then come back down. That's how they take people's money. Now let's take a measured move of that. That would say that this measured move is just about over. Could get up to around that 21.3 would be the measured move. And then what do? We come back down to our targets that we've been watching before, all the way down to that 17.5 again, where everybody, I believe, will get super bullish and think that's the double bottom. Just like right now, they're super bullish. You had these big pumps like this, they don't last, especially in a bear market. Look at this, boom, totally get erased, right? I believe we're gonna see that again, so be careful, guys. Same thing like right here, right? So almost the same move. If you look at what happened here, put in a triangle, Well, actually, this triangle would have been up here. You got to fake out to the downside, fake out to the upside, and then just demolished. So be careful, guys. I really don't trust this pump at all. I think it is a massive bull trap. It's going to get erased. Be careful. Be cautious. Have a great weekend. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to smash the likes. Leave your comments down below. Share the video if you would, and I'll see you in the next one.